Hi y'all, this is So Blessed. Welcome to the Blessed Place. How y'all doing? Y'all just overlooked my laundry sitting back there. But I probably, just like you, have been watching a lot of the news, Nancy Grace, HLN, CNN, all of the different news feeds about what's going on with our children. I mean, the murders of our children, often at the hands of other children or at the hands of some heinous, depraved person, and my heart just bleeds for these children and our children. And I know that probably 100% of the people who are listening to this video would never do anything to hurt children, especially in the manner that we've seen in the news lately. You know, the 5-year-old Shania, who was raped and murdered, possibly sold by her mom. The 15-year-old who was all on YouTube and Twitter talking about wanting to know what it's like to kill someone, and she killed, I believe, 9-year-old neighbor. Young ladies being missing. You know, the devastation of what's going on with our kids. Remember the young man that was beat up in Chicago and killed? I mean, the list just goes on and on. But I was just wondering, what is going on? What are we doing to our children? And when I say we, not you, because I know, like I said, those who are listening to me would never do anything to hurt children. At least I hope not. But we've got to love our children more. We got to give them more attention, more love, more positivity. We need to pay attention to what they're watching on TV, the music that they're listening to, the things that they're doing and seeing and saying on these social sites. You know, what does their MySpace look like? You know, I still go on my daughter's MySpace. You know, she's 21, she's grown, you know, and she has the right to do what she wants to do now. You know, that I've raised her the best that I can. But I still go on her MySpace, and I learn things about her that I didn't even know, you know, just from looking at MySpace. And it's funny, this is all off topic, but I was at work one day, and one of the young ladies asked me, how's Derica doing? And I said, oh, she's fine. I said, she'll be home in a couple of days. This was a few weeks back, a couple of months back. And she said, yeah, I know. And I thought, how do you know? And matter of fact, I asked, how do you know that she'll be home? And she'll say, oh, I saw it on her MySpace. So I'm just saying, this is just how much, you know, our kids use these social networking sites, that sometimes other people know your children's activities and thoughts more so than, you know, we know as parents. So I just implore you, I'm, you know, not perfect by no means. Sometimes I even think about when my daughter was in 16, 17, 18, and how I wish I would have paid even closer attention to what was going on with her in her world as far as online status and all of that. I mean, nothing major happened, but like I said, as she went away to college and I started paying attention to her online activity, that's when I learned more about my daughter than I think I actually knew when she was at home. You know, because these young people put so much of themselves out onto these social networking sites. And for them, you know, privacy is like, there's no such thing as privacy to most people of the younger generation, you know, the social networking site generation. So, I know I'm just kind of rambling, but my heart is so full about what's going on with our children, and how sometimes we're trusting people with our children that we should not be trusting. And sometimes we're allowing our children to go places that they should not be going. And I don't know if I shared this one time with you all, but I know at my job once, this is years ago, some parents called and said that their child was overdue from the child had went out with one of their friends and their friend's family, and the child was only about 10 or 11 years old, and they were overdue a few hours. And the parents did not know they did not know the other parent's name. They knew the little boy's name, they knew the friend's name. They did not know the parents' names. They did not know what the parents drive. They weren't even sure which apartment number the people lived in. They weren't sure what the activities were supposed to be that night. And I said, how in the world can you let your 10-year-old go with a friend and you don't know the friend's parents? And I think that happens, that's more prevalent than we even hope to think, but it happens. So I'm going to end this here because I feel like I'm just rambling, but hopefully I've gotten the gist of what I'm trying to say across to you all. Like I said, I know the ones that are listening would never intentionally hurt a child, but let's just pull the reins a little tighter with our children. Let's pay attention to who they're talking to, what they're saying on the phone. To me, there is no such thing as privacy. Your children should not be having privacy, especially, I'd say anyone under, 17? Anyone 17 or under? There is no such thing as privacy in your home. I mean, I know each his own, each parent how they want to parent, but that's just my personal belief and my personal opinion that there is no such thing as privacy. And sometimes I even wish myself that I had delved even more into my daughter's, private matters. Like I said, nothing major happened or anything. It's just that I feel like sometimes I know her a little better through her social networking site than I did when we were, right here together. So don't learn about your children through their social networking site. Don't learn about your children after something major has happened. Learn about your children through taking away that cell phone sometime, stopping them from texting, 1,000 messages a day at the dinner table, or, when they should be doing homework. Pay attention to what's going on the computer with them. Pay attention to what's going on at school, who their friends are, whose house they're going to visit, who they're going out with. Okay, I guess I've been said I was going to stop rambling. Okay, y'all be blessed, and let's just love our children. Give them time, give them attention. Talk with them. One of my last videos I said we all have issues. That's including children. So let's not just disregard the issues. Let's talk to them and understand what's going on in their world. All right, y'all be blessed.